All right. Well, it's about 7 o'clock. Let's get started. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me to talk about Sports Recruits 101. And to get started, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Mia Hall. I'm a customer success manager here at Sports Recruits. A little background on me. I played lacrosse collegiately at Millersville University and was a former Division II women's lacrosse head coach for over 10 years. In addition to that, I have been a lacrosse girls director for the past 8 years. So for me, I always love talking about best recruiting practices, and I'm really excited to be with you guys here tonight to talk about Sports Recruits 101. And just a note, as I'm going through the webinar, throw in any questions that you guys may have into the chat feature. If I'm unable to get to your question tonight, I will definitely make sure that we'll send a follow-up email tomorrow. And also, because this question comes up a lot, this webinar is being recorded. All of our webinars are always recorded. So after tonight, you'll receive a copy of this emailed to you 24 hours later. So you'll be able to watch this again if you wish. So don't worry about feverishly taking notes. You'll be able to go back again and watch this. So with that being said, let's definitely get started. So let's quickly just talk about the Sports Recruit Network. What's really great about the network is that you have student athletes on one side, and then you have college coaches on the other side. So now think of sports recruits as that bridge to connect the student athletes to the coaches. It's where student athletes can market themselves to make, themselves more able to be seen by college programs. But it also is a place where college coaches can come and say, hey, I need a 2027 midfielder who has at least a 3.3 GPA. Show me those student athletes. So coaches come to sports recruits every day looking for student athletes and reaching out to them as well. So it really is just a great place to connect. We've been working with families and clubs for about 15 years. And with every single college in the country on the Sports Recruit platform, from small junior colleges all the way up to Division I schools, every program that you can think of is on our Sports Recruit platform. So it's just a really great network. All right, so let's run through our agenda for tonight real quick. So first, we're going to talk about the importance of online exposure. Next, we're going to talk about building a list of target schools. Then we're going to go into video and recruiting. Then I'm going to touch upon how to message and messaging college coaches. And then I'm going to walk through some sports recruit resources that we have available to you. And then at the end, when I have a few minutes, I'll take you guys through a Q&A session. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So starting your recruiting process starts really with building your online presence so coaches can connect with you and eventually can communicate with you when you get to that point in your recruiting process. So one thing that I hear a lot from my athletes as a club director is, how can I get my name out there and show coaches what I have to offer? And the first thing that I tell them is that they definitely need to start with building their sports recruit profile. Your profile is essentially your recruiting resume, right? It's, an opportunity for you to paint a picture in a college coach's mind of who you are, both on and off the field, or on and off the court, or in the pool, you name it. Your profile is your snapshot of you. It's your first impression with a college coach. So in your sports recruit profile, you definitely want to make sure that you have it filled out as complete as possible. You have the position that you play posted. You have your grades posted on your profile, your grad year, your club and high school information, any academic and athletic honors maybe that you've received. You definitely want to put that on your profile as well. And then lastly, you always want to make sure that you have video live and on your profile. So again, when you're in there, you want to fill out that profile tab as completely as possible with all the information that college coaches are going to need to know about you as a student athlete. And just then another tip that I like to throw out there too is, as you are moving along through the recruiting process and as you're moving through, you should be updating your profile every single season or every single academic year. And not only with new academic information, but also athletic information and new video, because college coaches will be able to kind of see, how you've progressed through your freshman year to your junior year. And they're also keeping track of that progress. So really important that you are continuing to update your profile as you move through this process. All right, so next I'm going to discuss building your target list of schools on the platform. So how do you even start? How do you determine if a school is a right fit for you, or how do you start building that list? When you're first starting out in this process, it's best to build it by looking at these 5 key categories that I have here on the slide to help guide you through building that list out. So first, you want to start thinking about if a school is a good academic fit for you. Does it have the major or majors that you're interested in? Next, you should also be looking at schools when you're building out your list to see if it's a good athletic fit for you. Is this a school that you potentially could play at right away? Or would you be on the bench a few years and working up to playing time? Something to consider when you're putting schools on your target list. Another key category is to look at geographically, is it a good fit for you? Do you want to go far away from home? Or do you want to stay closer to home so that friends and family are able to see you play? Another good thing to think about when you're putting your list together. And then another key factor to consider is if that school is a good social fit for you. Is Greek life important to you? Do kids go home on the weekends? Is it a commuter school? All things to kind of consider. And then lastly, and I think crucially, you want to make sure that you are also taking a look if it's a good financial fit for you and your family. Another key important thing. Good rule of thumb when you are first starting out building your target list of schools is to aim for favoriting at least 20 to 30 schools on the platform. Um, Also, I think it's important to also say as you are going through the recruiting process, the schools that you have on your list may change. So you definitely want to cast a wide net first, and then that list may whittle down as you continue on through the recruiting process. But no, it's going to be completely fluid. But 20 to 30 schools, good place to start for sure. So how can you start building this list really easily? Simply on the platform by using the school search tool, which is super fantastic. This feature is available for all users on the platform, whether you are free or paid. And within the school search tool, you can also filter schools based off of things that are important to you, like the key factors we just talked about, like distance away from home, size of school, academic requirements, and the majors that they offer. You can also filter for the division or the conference that you may want to play in. I love this tool. I recommend it all the time to my athletes because it's just an easy way for them to discover schools based off of the academic and athletic parameters that are important to them. And a lot of times when they're using this tool, they're uncovering schools that they had never even heard about or even considered. And it's all right here. You don't have to go outside of it. This tool is super fantastic for that. And then from this tool, when you put those filters in, that school search will populate a list of schools based on those parameters. And then you can click into any of the schools on that whittled down list and learn a little bit more about them, like, the division that they play in, the size of the school, tuition costs, majors that they offer, faculty student ratio. So all of that is, again, all right there. Don't have to leave the platform. And it does give you such a great snapshot of what that school offers without ever having to leave the platform, which is pretty cool. Another filter, depending on the sport that you are in, may not be available, but another filter that we do have in the school search tool is our roster needs filter. This filter is only available for paid accounts, so not for free accounts. But just to give you a quick rundown, the roster needs filter shows you open roster spots a college is recruiting for in their upcoming class years. So say, for example, on Temple's school page, they may have input that they are looking for a 2026 midfielder. With this filter, you could put that on that you are looking for schools who are just looking for 2026 midfielders, and it's going to show you that list. What's so great about the roster needs filter is that all of these needs are being input by the college coaches themselves, which is super cool, I think. So again, you're not taking our word for it. It's actually coming from the college coaches on their end in real time. So again, roster needs, just another great filter that saves you a ton of time. I think especially if you are an athlete who's like a little bit further in or a little bit maybe behind in the recruiting process, a little late, this is a great filter that you can use to discover schools that are still looking for a particular position in the grad year that you play. So super cool there. Also, when you are building your list of schools, when you're on the school pages and doing your research, like I talked about before, if you like what you're seeing, you can then easily just favorite that school by clicking the heart icon that's going to be on that page. And that is then going to put it over to your target list of schools on your profile. The great thing about favoriting a school is that college coaches on their end have a filter that they can use to show them athletes who have liked or favorited their school, thus making you like way more discoverable to them. Don't worry though, I get this question a lot. College coaches are only able to see the school that the athlete has favorited. They can't see any of the other schools that are on your list. So don't worry about that. They'll only be able to just see the school that they are with. And then from your target list page, you'll also be able to categorize the schools that you favorited. So you can categorize them if they are a fit, reach, or safety school for you. And you can also rank the schools from that list as well. So you can move schools to, the first place, the second place, just another great way to kind of keep that target list of 20 to 30 schools organized for you. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about tonight is the importance of video in recruiting. So really simply, your video is your evidence to show a college coach what you've got to offer outside of playing directly in front of them. So again, it's a fantastic way to showcase your skill sets. In another great way to make an impression with a college coach. Back in the day, there used to be only a few tournaments going off on any given weekend. Now, there could be hundreds of tournaments going off, and college staff can only be at so many of those. And even with that, they may not be able to catch all the games at that event that they're at. So, again, video it's just another great reason to have video on your account and why it's such an important resource for you. I think another tip too is just because you have video on your account doesn't mean you're done. It's important to, like I said before, continue to update your videos as you move through the recruiting process because the video that you posted your freshman year could look massively different by the time you're ending out at your sophomore year. So you definitely want to make sure you're updating that again, as well as your academic and other athletic information on your profile. And I think this video progression is another great way to show coaches that you're continuing to develop and your potential as a collegiate athlete. So on our platform, you can post, different types of video outlined here on this slide. And no, we have a bunch of different resources to help you with these video types as well. So the first video type I'm going to talk about is a highlight reel. Free and paid users always have the ability to use our free highlight reel editor to build a highlight reel that you can post on your profile. Next, you should also think about posting live or unedited footage. So, for instance, like if you're a pitcher, you can, if you want to show a college coach a full inning or a full game, you can do that. You can upload that type of video to your profile so that college coaches can watch you, on the mound or watch that entire game progression of you. Another type of video that you can also post is a skills video. So a skills video would be, maybe if you're like a soccer goalkeeper, and you're doing goalie training with your goalie coach. This video is going to highlight, your eye-hand reaction, the drills that you're doing, your mechanics. So skills videos are super valuable to post for all sports because it gives coaches another view of your skills outside of game settings. So think about, definitely posting skills videos to your profile. And then pin playlist is another type of video that you can and should have on your profile. Our pin playlist feature is our newest video feature on the platform. And it's super cool. It's way easier, I think, than building a highlight reel because essentially in a pin playlist, you are uploading clips that you want. You're trimming them, you're tagging them for the skills that you're doing in them. And you also can use highlight isolation effects in these pin playlists as well. Know this too. If you are creating a pinned playlist on the platform, your pinned playlist is also going to be the first video that college coaches see when they're coming to your account. So it's almost like a movie trailer of all of your best plays. And with the playlist, now college coaches can put filters on to, see the skill sets that they are looking for, maybe for that particular class. So for instance, you make a pin playlist, you're a lacrosse player, you have all your draws pinned out in one section, all your goals in another, and you have a college coach coming in and they're looking for, a draw control specialist for their class. They may start with all of your draw controls and then move on to the rest of your plays. So this is a really great way for college coaches to evaluate your skills right out of the gate. And again, your pin playlist is going to be the thing that you're drawing them in to be able to view that and evaluate you. So it's super cool. And then I know, like I said, we just went through a whole bunch of different video options that you can and should have on your profile. And I know that can be a bit intimidating, right? But know whether you're a free or a paid user, you guys have an unlimited amount of video that you can upload or embed to your profile. And we have a ton of resources for you. When you are uploading or embedding or video to your profile, it's super easy to do that. You can do it, from your computer. You can also do it from your phone. So really easy to get that film there. Also know if you have video on YouTube or Huddle or Ball Time, you can take any of that film and also embed it over. So really easy to get film to your profile so that college coaches can evaluate you. And then also, this is a really important tip with any of the video that you are uploading, make sure that you are toggling it to visible so that when college coaches come to your profile, they are able to see that video. So in this slide here, you can see that little toggle feature is green. That's how you make a video visible from your video library on your profile. So you have your profile built, your list of schools put together, video uploaded. Now the next step is to message college coaches. For me, I can't tell you how many times I get at practice, Coach, I built my profile. I added video. but no college coaches are viewing my account or videos. And then I ask them, well, have you messaged any of them? And 90% of the time, probably, the answer is no. You guys will need to reach out to college coaches. That's the best way to get your name out there. You need to reach out, you need to make contact with them, introduce yourself, give them a little bit of information about you so that they can come to your profile and make that connection. So let's talk about a couple of reasons that you should contact college coaches. Through this slide. So the first reason would be you definitely want to make sure that you are contacting them right out of the gate, introducing yourself, letting them know you're interested in their school, the grad year that you're in, the position that you play. Great place to start is an intro email. After that, you want to be messaging coaches before and after events all the time. And I will even say, even if you know a college coach is not going to a tournament, maybe that you are participating in that weekend, always good to at least let them know that you are going to that, because that college coach may have access to the event library film from that event that they can go and watch 3 or 4 weeks later. And so they'll know, hey, Mia was at this tournament. Let me go and see if I can pull up that film from there. So always good to definitely email them before and after any event showcase that you're going to. Another great reason to email a college coach is to, let them know when you have new transcripts uploaded on your profile, or new grades input. Another reason would be to, on the same line of that, if you take the SATs or and you get your scores back, or the ACT, that's another great reason to update college coaches, let them know that you got your scores. And then, while you're in season with your sport, if you're receiving any academic or athletic awards in season or had like a great game, another great opportunity to message college coaches then. And then if you want to, email them and ask a coach for more info about their program, another great reason. So, emailing them and saying, like, do you have any upcoming recruiting showcases available, or any, special admissions days, another great reason to email a college coach. So at the end of the day, it's always good to get your name out there and consistently get your name out there. You want to always remind them that you're interested in their school, sorry. I remember being a college coach myself and, hearing from a kid in 6 months and then not hearing from them in another year, and thinking, well, are they maybe not interested in me in our school anymore? Have they, stopped thinking about playing in college? And so it's always really good to continue to stay on their radar and know, like, these college coaches aren't going to be banging down your door asking for you to come play for them. You really have to put the time and the effort to continue that communication through this process. What's also really great about the platform is that for paid users, you have access to the messaging system. So with the messaging system, we have every single college coach's email already preloaded in the tool. So instead of you guys having to Google college coaches' emails and copying and pasting them into an email, when you're in the messaging system, you simply just need to type in the school that you wish to contact, and that college coach's emails will pre-populate for you, saving you a ton of time. Then all you need to do after that, after selecting all the college coach emails for that particular program, is type your message and send it out. The email is still coming from you, and every message that you send is also going to include your SportsRecruits profile link, which will automatically get embedded into every message. So that makes it really easy for college coaches to click on this and then get right to your profile and start evaluating you as a student and an athlete with all the information that you've put on there. Also know this, everything is also tracked. So you can see, which schools are looking at your video, which schools are looking at your profile. And again, when you email a college coach, from our messaging system on the platform, that message goes directly to their .edu inbox. They will also get a copy of this email in their Sports Recruits inbox as well, but know that it's always being delivered to them to their .edu, and there's no way they can miss that message. And then on top of this, we want you to have transparency. So again, when you have access to the messaging system, your profile link, like I said before, gets embedded into every message being sent. Meaning, again, it's really easy for college coaches to get to your profile, which will then in real time trigger a view notification for you. You'll also be able to get view notifications around different types of activity that college coaches are looking at within your profile. Like if a college coach looks at video, though you'll see which video they looked at. If they look at your transcripts because you've uploaded on there, you'll get a view notification that says XYZ program looked at your transcripts. And then if you have your pinned playlist, if you've created one of those, you'll also be able to see the exact skills that a program has looked at on your profile. So all these different, view notifications for you guys is super helpful because it gives you a deeper understanding of what a school may be looking for or was evaluating you in from your profile. And also know this, you are not only going to get an email notification anytime a college program views something on your profile, but if you have your cell phone number input on your profile, and this is why this is really important, you'll also receive a text message alert when those views happen. And if you're a paid user and you download our new SR mobile app, you'll also get a notification there as well. So all great things, but all, ways to give you guys a little bit more transparency into the recruiting process. So at Sports Recruits, we understand that the recruiting process can be a lot and pretty intimidating. But because of this, we have a bunch of different resources available to you and your family, which I'm going to talk about next. So the first resource that we have available to you guys is our SR knowledge base. So our knowledge base is essentially a collection of how-to articles, most of which contain videos about the Sports Recruit platform. So if you ever run into any trouble while you're using your account or want to learn a little bit more about a certain platform feature, you'll be able to find that answer in our knowledge base there. The next resource that I wanted to highlight is our webinars, like the one you're attending today. So we host a number of different webinars on a bunch of different recruiting topics every month. You guys will always receive an email notification the day before on those webinars, but know that you can also always sign up from our webinar page for any of those recruiting webinars that we're hosting. I think it's such a great way for you guys to stay in the loop with best practices and know this too. I think I talked about this in the very beginning, but all of our webinars are also always recorded. So if you forget to register for a webinar, know that you can always go back through on the bottom of our webinar page and go through the library and watch any webinar that we've ever put on down there. And then lastly, I also wanted to just highlight our SR blog, which is a fantastic resource as well. So this is a blog that we keep updated with all the most up-to-date NCAA rules and changes, like all of the updates that are going on right now with the NLI, all of that. So definitely check out that blog as well, because it will be a huge resource for you as you continue through this process. And then just to show you quickly, you have a shortcut to get to those resources that I just talked about. So when you guys are logged into your profile, if you go to the More tab at the top right, you'll be able to get to the knowledge base by going to Help. You'll be able to get to our webinar page right from there and then to the blog. So definitely take that little shortcut as well right from your profile. And then lastly, if you ever have any issues with your account or questions, you can always reach out to our customer success team, who is fantastic, by emailing help@sportsrecruits.com, and they'll definitely be able to help you with whatever questions or issue that you may be having. Okay, so we have a couple minutes here to do some Q&A. If you do have some questions, definitely drop them into the chat below. I'm also going to drop in a link to our recruiting specialist team. So for anyone who's on this webinar tonight who may have a free profile, like they're not connected to a club, or they're not a paid user and want to learn a little bit more about the packages that we have available, I'm going to drop in a link right now so that you can contact our specialist team so they can, talk you through any of that. And if you guys have any questions, definitely put that in there. Let's see. And I'm actually going to drop in this here. But one of the questions that was just asked is, will this recording be posted? And yes, this recording, all of our webinars are always recorded, but no, because you've registered for this webinar, and any webinar that you've ever registered for, you guys will always receive a copy the next day that you can rewatch. Is there a way to recall an email if you discover a typo? There is not a way to recall an email if you discover a typo in the messages that you're sending. So that's why it's really good to just be really diligent about, the messages that you're sending, take time to proofread that. And know this too. If you do send a typo, if you send a message to that college coach again saying like, hey, sorry, I had a typo. I mean, it happens. Everyone is human. So know that, that also can be another avenue to get out the right information as well. Let's see here. Can the pin playlist be used with a free account? Yes, the pin playlist can be used with a free account. That'll be directly on your site. When you go into your video tab, there will be a pin playlist section there where you can learn about how you can build your pin playlist. Also know that our knowledge base has fantastic like how-to videos that you can watch that will walk you through that. Let's see if there's any other questions. Someone asked, what are the tiers of the subscriptions? Again, if you want to click on the link that I posted in the chat, hopefully you guys can see that. Our recruiting specialist will be able to walk you through all that. I'm not the best person for that, but they are, so definitely schedule a call with them. Someone asked, if I have an account through my club, how do I activate it? If you are integrated with a club, and you are not seeing how you can activate your profile, best thing to do, email help@sportsrecruits.com. Our customer success team will be able to figure out, what the issue may be, if they need to send you your onboarding link so that you can activate it, or if we need to get you added to the club subscription because maybe you weren't added yet. So always email help@sportsrecruits.com, and they'll be able to help you through that if you think your club account is not activated. Okay, great. I think that is all the questions, and really that's all the time that I have tonight. But thank you again for joining me to talk through Sports Recruits 101. We hope to see you on some more webinars in the future, and best of luck in your recruiting process.